Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. WWE Hell in the Cell is live on the WWE Network this coming Sunday night. You can check out NoDQ.com. We'll have you covered, live play-by-play results, as well as the latest breaking news and rumors. NoDQ.com, your source for everything related to WWE Hell in the Cell. Now that that's out of the way, let's get down to your questions from spring.me/AaronRift. First one today comes from Wayne Washington. I like that name, Wayne Washington. Sounds like a wrestler's name. Should Randy Orton win at Hell in a Cell and face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series? I think so because it's a fresh feud for Lesnar and Cena can start a possible feud with Rusev. As I mentioned in my Hell in a Cell predictions video, I feel that WWE should have Randy Orton victorious at Hell in a Cell and go on to face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis. That is what makes logical sense to me, but we know how WWE is with logic. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. John Cena could very well win, and we'll get Cena versus Lesnar 3. And there's no guarantee that we're even going to have Cena versus Lesnar or Orton versus Lesnar at Survivor Series, because last word is that WWE is still planning to bring back Brock Lesnar for the Royal Rumble and that his next appearance will be on the Slammy Awards edition of Raw in early December. But there's also talk that WWE is trying to get him for more dates, and they should. As I've talked about in previous videos, WWE should shell out the extra money, do Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton at Survivor Series with Orton as a babyface, going for the title in his hometown. To me, that is a money match, and you should do it, even if you have to pay extra to book Brock Lesnar for another pay-per-view date. And as far as Cena versus Rusev, I think it's too soon to do that match. I think that you can still get more out of Rusev, and I'll get to that in a moment here. I think that if you do have John Cena versus Rusev, that should be down the line sometime in 2015. It's too soon to beat Rusev, first of all. So I would hold off on that and save that for maybe 6 months or even after WrestleMania. All right, this one comes from MVTVR20. Hey Aaron, it's me, Marshall. I have a question for you. Please answer in video. Thanks. What is your top 4 WWE champions of all time? Also, do you see Sting becoming WWE champion or Hulk Hogan getting one more run with the belt? Please answer in video. Thanks. Well, regarding the top 4 WWE champions, I mean, Bruno Sammartino, because of how dominant he was and how long he held the title. Hulk Hogan, because he was the champion of the 1980s. And then when you look at other champions, I mean, this is not a popular answer, but John Cena, because of all the titles that he has won over the years. And then you can make an argument for Steve Austin or The Rock or Triple H. Any number of people could fill that 4th spot. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, lots of guys that could be in that 4th position. And as far as Hogan getting one more run with the belt, no, do not see that happening. There's not even a guarantee that Hogan's going to wrestle again. And I know in his heart he would love to do it one more time. He would love to have one more run with the belt. I'm sure Hulk Hogan would love that, but he just can't physically do it. So the odds of that happening are slim to none. And Sting becoming WWE champion, I guess you could say never say never. If Sting got in a WWE ring again and things went over really well and he had a great relationship with Triple H and Vince, anything's possible. I mean, it could happen. Maybe they'll want to have him wrestle more than one match and give him a run as WWE champion. I think the odds are against it happening, but I think with Sting, it's at least a little bit more likely than Hogan, but still highly unlikely in all likelihood. All right, this one comes from Kai BF. What do you think is next for Rusev after Big Show? I think he should feud with Sheamus with the U.S. title and go on a rampage as champion. It would flow with his anti-American gimmick since he dominated the U.S. champ and seized the belt as his own. Well, as I mentioned a few moments ago, as far as Rusev goes in terms of potential opponents, I would hold off on guys like John Cena, but as you mentioned here, Sheamus seems like a very likely candidate if he's still the U.S. champion by the time Rusev challenges Sheamus or goes after whoever has got the U.S. title. It might not be Sheamus. I think that that would be a interesting storyline to do, even though it's been done several times in the past. We've had several angles over the years where a foreigner heel would win the title and claim it as his own. Lance Storm won the U.S. title and made it the Canadian title. It's been done before, but it's been so long, I suppose you could get away with doing it again. And knowing WWE, they don't really think outside the box. They're a little bit crazy, especially. I just got completely thrown off here because of the cat running around. What I'm trying to say is WWE doesn't really come up with new ideas, so they'll just recycle past storylines and past angles that have been done with other superstars. So I could very well see Rusev winning the U.S. title and them doing that storyline again. And I'm fine with it just because it hasn't been done in a while. And after so many years, I think it's okay to recycle a storyline from the past. All right, this one comes from Johnny and Laura. Cat is driving me crazy today. John Cena loses to Ambrose and then is rewarded with a match to make him the #1 contender. How more illogical can WWE booking get? Well, I'm laughing here for the first time on this video, so, crazy things are happening here. And as far as WWE and their illogical booking goes, I mean, it's not any worse than having a street fight where you are having the participants do normal tags. Why have a normal tag team match if it's under street fight rules? I have no idea. WWE has never been about logic, and I wish they would be. I wish WWE would challenge the audience to think more and have storylines that make more logical sense. But WWE doesn't do that. Maybe they feel they don't have to. Maybe they feel that wrestling fans are dumb and they will watch whatever WWE throws at them. And I hate to say it, but I think it is true to a degree that WWE is not about logic, and fans just watch because of the carnage. They want to watch guys yell at each other and beat each other up, and it's all about the testosterone, and the women want to see the divas, and they want to see the sexy men with their shirts off. It's very superficial, and I really do wish that WWE would focus on the writing more, hire better writers, put more effort into the writing, and maybe not script things as much. Come up with storylines that make sense, but when it comes to the guys going out there and cutting promos, let them have more creative freedom. All right, this one comes from CM Bucks. Hey, Aaron, what do you think of Rey Mysterio leaving WWE and going to AAA? Thanks. I think WWE should just let Rey Mysterio go and let this thing be over with. Rey Mysterio has done everything there is to do in WWE. He won the world title. He won the WWE title. He had a tremendous run for well over a decade in WWE, but he keeps getting hurt, and it's hard for WWE to invest in him when he's injured so often. I think that it's best to just let Rey Mysterio move on and do other things. There's no point in keeping him around. Yes, he is a legend. Maybe you could bring him back one day, put him in the Hall of Fame, let him make an occasional appearance, maybe at the Royal Rumble or something like that, but it's time to focus on new talent. There's no need to bring back Rey Mysterio. I think WWE should just let him go. I know they want to keep him because of the Hispanic demographic, and they want to increase their viewership in the Latin American countries, and they want to have Rey Mysterio there as a goodwill ambassador for that region of the world. But it's really time to move on and let him have his freedom and let him do other things. All right, this one comes from Dave451985. Ambrose versus Mannequin. The death of any chance of taking him seriously again. Your thoughts on this? I think I might have been the only person that really enjoyed that segment. I thought that it was at least something different. I thought that it was unique in the sense that you don't usually see a segment with a mannequin like that and him ripping off the head and having all the tools. I mean, it was very goofy and cartoonish. And the crowd didn't really react to it much, but I personally enjoyed it just because it was something different, and I wish WWE would think more outside the box, as I mentioned a few moments ago, and do some different things and be more creative. And some things aren't going to work. Sometimes you're going to have a segment that doesn't catch on with the audience, but that's the risk you need to take sometimes. You need to try different things and shake things up and make the show a little bit more unpredictable. And I got another question here. What do you think is the proper ratio of wrestling / talking on a WWE show? Lately, there is way more talk and less wrestling than ever. Well, part of it has to do with the fact that Raw is a 3-hour show and they need time to kill. So they have guys come out and cut these long 10-minute promos. I don't really have a problem with talking. I love promos and I love these talking segments when they're building up to something. And you need these kind of segments to build up to a big match on pay-per-view or on a mega event or whatever WWE shows are called now. You want to have some balance with talking and wrestling, and you don't want to give away too much quality wrestling on free television. You want to save that for the big shows. What I have a problem with is when they do a lot of talking on the events that you're paying money for. But as far as talking on Raw, as long as it's not too repetitive and too routine, I like it when the guys come out there and cut promos. The problem is that every week it's the same exact format. The guy comes out, talks for 10 minutes. He's reading off of a script. He's reciting the script. And to me, it's just very boring. And like I said earlier, I wish guys would have more creative freedom. And I think that would improve the show. And it's just the state of WWE today when there's just so much television and they need to fill up time. So they have guys go out there and just talk forever and just ramble. And yeah, it does get really old after a while. All right, final question here from Wrestling God 88. With NoDQ.com reporting a 2 out of 3 falls match for the IC title, what is your prediction for Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro? This is actually a spoiler from SmackDown, so if you do not want to be spoiled, turn off the video now. I'll see you guys next time for NoDQ&A video. Now that that's out of the way, on SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler beat Cesaro. So because of that, Cesaro gets an IC title match, 2 out of 3 falls at Hell in a Cell. I do not understand that logic. I don't get it. Shouldn't the challenger beat the champion to get a title match? You got me. But anyways, regarding this match, I think it should be really good. I'm a little bit surprised they're doing a 2 out of 3 falls match. I figured that the 7-match card would be fine and the 2 Hell in a Cell main events would have a significant amount of time. But now, things are going to get cut short. This might be a bit overkill to have 2 out of 3 falls and just have too much on the show and the other matches get less time. But it should be really good. Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, 2 out of 3 falls. It has the makings to be a great pay-per-view match. So I think it'll be really good. As far as the winner, since Dolph Ziggler beat Cesaro, logic would tell you that Cesaro wins the title, but you just don't know. But I'll go with Cesaro to win the title, even though it could really go either way. So that'll do it for NoDQ&A video. NoDQ.com, your source for everything related to WWE Hell in a Cell. And I'll see you guys next time.